Hi, in this video I am going to talking about the slice and the uh, internal process of slice. If you don't know about slice and array, I think you should know about the basic of array and slice in Go language, how actually they operate, how actually it function on Go language. But you should know about that one thing is that a slice in Go is backed by an array. So that means the slice data is stored contiguously in an array data structure, and a slice also handles the logic of adding an element if the backing array is full, or shrinking the backing array if it almost empty. So before discuss about the whole things, I think before talking about the big picture, uh, we should talk about how we can initialize or define a slice in Go. So first thing first is that if you want to define a slice, you have to may take a variable. I am taking s, and using make function I am going to initialize an slice of type integer, which is integer, and the length of the slice will be the 3 and the capacity will be the 6. That means yeah, in memory our variable s will point to the memory space where Go will occupy it of 6 spaces, suppose like that. 0 1 2 3 4 5 and it's okay. 0 1 2 3 4 and the 5. Since the length is 3, that's why Go will create some default value according to the type of this slice. With since the type is integer, that's why the value of the first three index will be the 0, and the remaining space will be the, suppose I'm taking as space like that, which have no data, but it will be allocated by this pointer. When we make an slice in Go, you will get three, according to the length you will get the default value. Next thing is that when you append some variable in your slice, suppose you are going to append some extra variable. Suppose your new slice will be something like that of your before slice, and one new variable will be 2. Then in memory space your indexes will be like this now, where the new value 2 will be append to this index, which is number 3, and the remaining space will be as usual, where no value are assigned yet. Here is that. It will be 4 and it is 5, so it's my mistake there. uh, we don't have any another space here. So next thing is that when you append another two variable for the last two indexes, what will be happened here if we append another two variable here, which is like 3 and 4, then in memory space, our slice will be look like this, where the first three indexes, the value of the first three indexes will be 0, and the next will be 2 as previous. Since we insert two new variable in our slice, that's why our new slice will be look like this, 3 and 4, where the index of this is 4 and index of this is 5. But if we just make another append to our slice, what will be now? Our Go language is most uh, clever. Uh, so when you append new variable to your slice, where your slice is almost full enough and no indexes left yet to take another variable, in that time Go make another space in memory by doubling the initial slice. So it will be same as like this. Here is the total length was 6. So here Go will create another slice of length 6. So 0 1 2 3 4 5. When you create or append another variable, um, something like that, uh, Go will create another memory space, where in for this line S is pointing to this array, but when you append some variable 5 sub in that case, but Go is checking that the capacity is fulfilled now, and you cannot append these to these memory spaces. That's why our new slice will be point to this memory space, and Go will create another space in memory, where 5 will be insert to this index, and index will be 6, and the length will be the double of the previous one. And now S is pointing to this memory index. How actually slice work in Go? So we can now understand that how slice work. And the next thing is that how what happened when we use slice operator to define our slice in Go. To understand this, so let's take an array first in our code base. Suppose it is our S1 and it is pointing to the array, or you can say it is a slice of 3 length and 6 capacity. So here is the 3 length and the 3 capacity. By using make, you can define S1 as like this, of type integer and 3 length, capacity of 6. That's fine. So if you just want to make another slice from your existing slice, you have to write, suppose I named as S2, and since I am using slice operator, that's why I am using S1, and from 1 to 3. That means S2 will create another space in memory such that where it will create slice from S1 and the index will start from the number 1. Here is the number 1 index, so it will point to this index and it will point this index. It's like that. It will be 2 index. Since the length of the new slice will be 2, because here we have to put the first index and we have to put here is the last index with excluding, so this index will be this and this, but in Go uh, it doesn't like that. When we're using slice operator, basically S2 will point to the index of 1. So here is the index 0, here is the index 1, here is the index 2, 3, 4 and 5. So when we define S2 using slice operator, basically S2 will point to this pointer, this index, and the length will be of 2. That's why S2 will point to the index number 1, and the length will be the 2, because S1 initially introduced S1 using by default 0 from here to here, and the remaining space will be gray, something like that. That's why S2 length of the S2 will be 2, and the capacity will be the length of this position. So length of the S2 will be 2 and the capacity will be the 5. But the most interesting question is that what will happen when we assign value of S1 1 and S2 0, since both of them are pointing to the same space. That's why if you change the value on S1, it will, suppose I am taking I am putting a value 5 in of S1, suppose it's a S1, and I am putting 5 in the number of index 1. That means it will just put 5 in this one index, and if we print the value of S2 0 here, we will get 5 also. We will get 5 also. I think you can understand the basic of slice operator. So one next is that what will happen when we create or append some extra value in our newly created slice. So suppose it is S1 as usual, and it is pointing to a new slice space in our memory, where initially the length of this slice is 2 of value 0, and the other 2 spaces great enough. So the length of this slice is 2 and the capacity is 4. So when we take another slice using this S1 using slice operator, and I am taking this S2, which is in pointing to the this index. That's why length of s2 will be 1 and the capacity will be 3. But when we append some value to the s1, suppose we are going to append in s1 4, 5 and 6. First it will create or append some it will append value on s1 such like that. Here is 0, here is 0, here is 4, here is 5. S2 is pointing to this index. If you print the S2, it will print the value from 0, 4 and 5. When Go try to append this value, then oh sorry, my mistake again. So when you try to append 6 in this S1, it will cannot append 6 here. But when you try to append to your S2, suppose it is S2 and it is S2, and it will create a 6 to this, but at that moment S2 doesn't maintain this pointer. It will create a new instance in memory from here and make another memory space here. It will be the same index, it will be the same value, it will be the same value, and 6 will be created here. Since it is making another spaces in memory, it will maintain doubling this memory space. And here is the capacity is 4. That's why the new memory space for S2 will have 8 length memory space. Here is that. So the value of this index will be 0, here will be 4, here will be 5, and the new value 6 will append to this index. It will be equal to 4, and the remaining space will be gray. I think you can understand all the topic of this slice. Happy coding.